Projecting up to date. What does it mean to flip the classroom? Flipped classroom. The flipped classroom model is a method of instruction where students are introduced to new material outside of class, typically through pre-recorded videos or online resources, and then use class time for interactive activities and discussion. The idea is that students will come to class having already been exposed to the new material and can therefore use class time for more active hands-on learning. This method of instruction allows for more one-on-one teaching, as teachers are free from the burden of lecturing and can devote more time to helping individual students work through their understanding of the material. This approach can be effective because it allows students to work at their own pace and review the material as many times as they need to in order to understand it. Additionally, by using class time for interactive activities and discussion, the teacher can assess student understanding in real time and provide immediate feedback and support. Furthermore, the teacher can adjust their teaching plans based on student feedback and understanding, creating an optimal learning environment. In practice, flipping the classroom often involves the use of technology such as videos, online quizzes, and discussion boards to provide the pre-class material and facilitate class activities. It can be used in a variety of subject areas and grade levels and is seen as a way to personalize instruction and increase student engagement and motivation. This pedagogical model is also seen as a way to allow teachers more time to focus on individual student needs and the development of higher-level thinking skills. By flipping the classroom, students are able to receive content instruction outside of class through technological means, individualized instruction, and student-centered activities in the classroom. The flipped classroom model is not only limited to watching pre-recorded videos or reading online resources, but also encompasses a wide range of activities that students can engage in before coming to class. These activities may include A. Reading and annotating text. B. Completing interactive activities such as quizzes or simulations. C. Participating in online discussions or forums. D. Collaborating with classmates on group projects or assignments. E. Conducting research or inquiry-based learning. F. Using self-assessment tools to evaluate their own understanding of the material. During class, students can engage with the material more interactively and actively. This includes activities such as 1. Participating in group works and discussions. 2. Solving problems and working on projects. 3. Engaging in hands-on activities or experiments. 4. Giving presentations or sharing their work with the class. 5. Using the teacher's guidance and feedback to improve their understanding and performance. The flipped classroom model can be particularly beneficial in helping students to develop 21st century skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, collaboration, and self-directed learning. Additionally, it allows teachers to differentiate instruction, providing students with different levels of support based on their learning needs. The flipped classroom model has several potential benefits, including 1. Increased student engagement and motivation. 2. Personalized instruction. 3. Opportunity for differentiated instruction. 4. Greater flexibility in the use of class time. 5. Improved student ownership of learning. 6. Increased opportunities for critical thinking, problem solving, and collaboration. 7. Greater opportunities for formative assessment and feedback. However, the flipped classroom model also has some potential drawbacks, such as requires a significant amount of planning and preparation. 2. Requires students to have access to technology and the internet. 3. May require additional time outside of class for students to complete pre-class activities. 4. Not all students may be comfortable with self-paced learning or may require additional support. 5. May require teachers to develop new skills or be trained to use new technology. 6. Not suitable for all subjects or grade level. Additionally, flipping the classroom alone may not be sufficient to improve student learning. It should be implemented alongside other effective teaching strategies. Teachers should also be aware of students' backgrounds and learning styles to ensure that it's adapted to their needs. Here are some beneficial tips for implementing a flipped classroom model. Clearly communicate expectations. Make sure students understand what is expected of them in terms of pre-class activities and how they will be graded. 2. Provide clear and concise instructions for pre-class activities. Provide clear and concise instructions for pre-class activities and make sure that students understand the purpose and outcome of each activity. Use a variety of pre-class activities. Use a variety of pre-class activities to meet the needs of different learners and keep students engaged. This class includes videos, readings, quizzes, discussions, and interactive activities. 4. Provide opportunities for formative assessment. Provide opportunities for formative assessment and feedback during class to help students evaluate their understanding of the material and make adjustments as needed. 5. Provide support for students who need extra help. Provide support for students who need extra help, such as one-on-one tutoring or additional resources. 6. Make use of technology. Make use of technology, such as videos and interactive activities, to provide pre-class material and facilitate class activities. 7. Continuously evaluate and improve. Continuously evaluate and improve the implementation of the flipped classroom model by gathering feedback from students and adjusting the instruction accordingly. 8. Create a culture of collaboration. Encourage students to collaborate and work together on pre-class activities and in-class activities. This can help to build a sense of community and increase student engagement. 9. Create a balance between the use of technology and traditional teaching methods. While technology is an important aspect of the flipped classroom, traditional teaching methods such as lectures, discussions, and group work should also be included to create a balance in instruction. 10. Be flexible and open to change. Be flexible and open to change, as the flipped classroom model is not a one-size-fits-all approach and may need to be adapted to meet the needs of different students and subjects. The flipped classroom model has been implemented in many schools around the world. Here are some general best practices that can be useful for implementing the flipped classroom model. 1. Take into consideration the cultural and linguistic diversity. Since Europe is a continent with many countries and languages, it is important to take into consideration the cultural and linguistic diversity of students. For example, provide pre-class activities in multiple languages or make sure to provide additional support for students who are not fluent in the language of instruction. 2. Incorporate technology in a way that supports student learning. Technology is an important aspect of the flipped classroom model, but it should be used in a way that supports student learning. For example, teachers can use digital tools such as interactive videos, virtual simulations, and online quizzes to make pre-class activities more engaging. 3. Provide opportunities for peer-to-peer learning. Providing opportunities for peer-to-peer learning can be an effective way to increase student engagement and motivation. For example, in-class activities can include group work, peer reviews, or project-based learning. 4. Address the concerns of parents and guardians. Some parents and guardians may be concerned about the flipped classroom model, as it may require more time and effort from students. Therefore, it is important to address these concerns and provide clear and consistent communication about the benefits and expectations of the flipped classroom model. 5. Professional development for teachers. Implementing the flipped classroom model requires teachers to develop new skills and be trained to use new technology. Therefore, providing professional development opportunities for teachers is essential to ensure the success of the flipped classroom model. 6. Collaborate with other schools and teachers. Collaborating with other schools and teachers can be an effective way to share best practices and resources for implementing the flipped classroom model. This can also help to build a supportive community of educators and provide opportunities for continuous improvement. It's worth noting that while the flipped classroom model is gaining popularity in Europe, it might not be suitable for all schools or subjects. Teachers should carefully evaluate the suitability of this approach for their specific context, student population, and goals. Creating a detailed lesson plan for a flipped classroom can help ensure that the instruction is well organized, effective, and aligned with learning objectives. Here are some steps to follow when creating a lesson plan for a flipped classroom. 1. Define learning objectives. Clearly define the learning objectives for the lesson and make sure they align with state or national standards. 2. Choose pre-class activities. Select pre-class activities that will help students achieve the learning objectives. This can include videos, readings, interactive activities, or online quizzes. Provide clear and concise instructions for the pre-class activities and make sure that students understand the purpose and outcome of each activity. 3. Planning class activities. Planning class activities that will help students engage with the material in a more interactive and active way. These activities should be aligned with the learning objectives and can include group work, problem solving, discussions, or hands-on activities. 4. Plan for assessment and feedback. Include formative assessment and feedback opportunities during class to help students evaluate their understanding of the material and make adjustments as needed. 5. Provide support for students who need extra help. Plan for additional support for students who may need extra help, such as one-on-one tutoring or additional resources. 6. Incorporate technology. Incorporate technology such as videos, interactive activities, and online quizzes to provide pre-class material and facilitate class activities. 7. Continuously evaluate and improve. Continuously evaluate and improve the implementation of the flipped classroom model by gathering feedback from students and adjusting the instruction accordingly. 8. Include a detailed timeline. Create a detailed timeline that outlines the pre-class activities, in-class activities, and assessments for the lesson. 9. Prepare materials and resources. Prepare all the material and resources that are needed for the lesson, including handouts, presentations, and equipment. 10. Communicate with students and families. Communicate the expectations and goals of the lesson to students and families, and provide them with detailed instructions on how to access and complete the pre-class activities. 11. It's worth noting that creating a detailed lesson plan is an essential step, but it's also important to be flexible and open to change, as the flipped classroom model is not a one-size-fits-all approach and may need to be adapted to meet the needs of different students. There are several different models of flipped classrooms, each with its own unique approach to instruction. Here are a few common models of flipped classrooms. The basic flipped classroom model. This model is the most basic form of the flipped classroom, where students are expected to watch pre-recorded videos or read online resources before class and then use class time for interactive activities and discussion. The flipped mastery model. This model is based on the idea of mastery learning, where students are expected to achieve a certain level of proficiency in a specific topic before moving on to the next one. In this model, students work through a series of modules, each containing pre-class activities and in-class activities, and they can move on to the next module only when they have demonstrated mastery of the current one. The flipped blended model. This model combines the flipped classroom model with online learning, where students engage in both pre-class activities and in-class activities that are delivered through a learning management system. This model allows for more flexibility and personalization in the learning experience. The flipped project-based model. This model is based on the idea of project-based learning, where students work on real-world projects that are aligned with the learning objectives. In this model, pre-class activities are used to introduce new concepts and skills, and in-class activities are used to work on the project. The flipped game-based model. This model combines the flipped classroom model with game-based learning, where students engage in pre-class activities that are designed as game and in-class activities that are designed to help students apply what they have learned through the games. The flipped classroom in science. This model is based on the idea of scientific inquiry, where students engage in pre-class activities that are designed to introduce key concepts and in-class activities that are designed to help students apply what they have learned through inquiry-based activities and experiments. Each model has its own advantages and disadvantages, and the best model for a particular context will depend on the learning objectives, students' needs, and resources available. Teachers are encouraged to experiment with different models and adapt them to their specific context. The flipped classroom model can be used in a variety of classes, including science. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide background information on scientific concepts, such as the process of photosynthesis or the structure of the cell before students engage in laboratory activities or experiments. Mathematics. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide video explanation of mathematical concepts, such as solving equations or graphic linear functions, before students work on practice problems or problem sets in class. Social studies. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide historical context, or as an introduction to key historical figures or events, before students engage in class discussions or debates. Language arts. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide background information on literary elements, such as characterization or symbolism, before students engage in close reading and literary analysis. Foreign language. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide video explanations of grammar rules, or as a way to practice listening and speaking skills before students engage in class conversations or role-playing activities. Special education. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide video explanations of concepts or skills before students engage in targeted practice or remediation activities in class. Professional development. The flipped classroom model can be used for teacher training, providing teachers with video explanations of new teaching strategies or technologies before engaging in hands-on activities or group discussions. Business and finance. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide video explanation of business or financial concepts, such as supply and demand or capital budgeting before students engage in case studies or simulations in class. Fine arts. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide video explanations of art or music theory, or as a way to introduce key artists or musicians before students engage in class projects or performances. Health and physical education. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide video explanations of health or fitness concepts, such as nutrition or exercise physiology, before students engage in class activities or practical skills. Computer science. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide video explanations of programming concepts such as algorithms or data structures before students engage in class coding exercises or projects. Environmental science. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide video explanations of environmental concepts, such as pollution or conservation before students engage in class, fieldwork, or projects. Engineering. The flipped classroom model can be used to provide video explanations of engineering concepts, such as design or fabrication, before students engage in class lab activities or projects. The flipped classroom model can be used in any subject area where students can benefit from active, hands-on learning and where the teacher can provide resources for students to view or read before class. It's also important to note that the flipped classroom model is not only limited to traditional classroom settings, it can be adapted for online and distance learning, hybrid learning, and blended learning environments. Sample flipped classroom lesson plans. Sample lesson plan 1. Title: Introduction to Quadratic Equations. Objective: students will be able to solve and graph quadratic equations. Sample lesson plan 2. Title: Understanding the water cycle. Objective: students will understand the process of the water cycle and its importance in the environment. Sample lesson plan 3. Title: Introduction to Programming with Python. Objective: students will learn the basics of programming using the Python programming language.